Bitcoin hoodie guy coming back with another KASPA video. Do you think we can hit 65 cents this year? Let's get into it. Before we do that, could you please Mike Tyson the like and subscribe button? All right, hash rate 532, but we did have max hash rate over 600. You can see right here. Make that smaller a little bit. You can see that we did hit 612 petahashes. Here's the website hashrate.no. Right now, we're 519, 530 petahashes. Did get up to 612. So stronger and stronger, my friends. No news from Casplex. We're all keeping an eye on KRC20. And so right here, also you can see that it's probably no big surprise, but some of the team at the KIA are also part of the DII, and so they have a common chairman and board members. So they'll be announcing official partnerships. So no surprise there. KASPA, which Caspador is building out, is like a one-stop shop for everything KASPA, promoted services, exchanges, wallets. I think he got some funding from the KEF to build this out, hire some developers. So yeah, socials, KRC20 tokens. And I think if you message them, if there's something missing or something, you can add it. But there's a lot in this ecosystem. Obviously, in the short term, we're really geared up, excited for KRC20s, but that takes time. But this thing that's going to be different on round 2 of KRC20s is you're going to see that the Casper wallet, really we just had the Casper wallet the first time. There's going to be more wallets. Some of these teams are building out their own wallets, and so once we come up and it is time to mint the KRC20s this time, there's going to be a lot of options, a lot of different more tokens to mint, and more different wallets, bots. So there's going to be a lot more tools, but we're a ways away. Casplex is going to give us advance notice. And so I imagine they at least give you a week, maybe 2 weeks. So you imagine we were probably looking at the middle of August as the best case scenario, and it might even be September. I don't know. But I think that once they come out, it's going to be good to go. I think this time it'll be rocking and rolling. Let's see what some people on. Thanks, Drew. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see what some people on Reddit are saying. Oh my God, KASPA hash rate 700 petahashes. I don't know if it got up there yet. But right here, 7 hours ago, people talking about it peaking at 612 petahashes. Reason for crash and difficulty. What's your opinion for crash and difficulty from 580 to 500? About 15% in a single day. Sending Casper from KuCoin to Caspian wallet. They bought 150,000 Caspa 3 weeks ago with KuCoin, looking to send it to the Caspian wallet. That's a pretty nice bag they got. Whoever got into Caspa late, what's your exit strategy? Let's take a look at this one. This person bought in at 16 cents, and they're hoping to get at least a 20x to $3. I'm selling 25% at 90 cents, holding the rest till $2.50. At least that's my plans of now. I'm bullish, no doubt, but its market cap's already high. People saying $20 a cycle are cracking. My plans is to DCA out when it feels like it hit the peak of the bull market. There is no late. Anything under 100 billion market cap is hugely undervalued. Posts like this will have us. Whoever get in late, OP, what are you living in? Getting in late will be 2050. So we don't even know what the crypto world's gonna look like in 2050. For now, just putting in whatever spare money I have planning to hodl. I got fairly decent, only a couple $100 in it. So not Mara is mining cash, but just think what that means. When your project $3, do you think that there's end state? I think there's a lot of potential for Caspa. Exit liquidity, someone has to do it. I'm going to be exit liquidity, you're saying. A 20x ain't going to happen unless Binance, Coinbase, and a bunch of other lists Caspa. Honestly, I see it as a game since I'm a gambler. I hold on for some years and it goes down, then no problem. I can't wait for Caspa to be priced the same as ETH. We don't have to hit $3 this cycle at all. You should be entering the bottom of the Caspa power law and selling at the blow off top. DCA out second half of next year. That's what I plan on doing. I've been DCAing at 9 cents. So yeah, I'll basically be DCAing out, keeping a bag long term for next year. Um, so yeah, you can go onto Reddit. Maybe you go on the Reddit there, but people talking about that. People talking about here 44 million KASPA sent from one unknown wallet to another unknown wallet. That's about $8 million. Daily status on KASPA mining revenue. So I think things are gearing up. Hash rate is geared, is going somewhat parabolic. We've got a little bit of pullback here, but you can see that it really shot up to over 600 petahashes. Really, so it was 300 petahashes basically in really cemented at the basically around the end of May, but let's just say June 1st. So in 2 months, the hash rate's almost doubled. And so that's pretty big. I think that you can see that it's starting to go parabolic. I think that probably some Bitcoin miners started thinking about that or moving that direction at the time of the Bitcoin halving, maybe before it, maybe around the Bitcoin halving, they started to buy some ASICs. You're starting to see those come online. Probably some people even started doing that once Mara announced that they're mining, and then some of those are probably coming online. Maybe they might even do the hosting. I don't know, but the hash rate is, there's no way around it. There's more ASICs online. However, and whoever's doing it, whether it's just more KASPA miners that started getting more rigs, but most likely there's some Bitcoin miners that went offline because they're not as profitable. And if they had the money, they probably invested in mining rigs. It's been 3 months, over 3 months, around 3 months, a little over 3 months since the Bitcoin halving. So that's probably from some times to buy the mining rigs, get them and start mining. Um, and so, and there's probably some guys that started maybe doing that ahead of time. No surprise that the Bitcoin mining, with people that were less efficient or higher energy costs were going to go offline because the rewards are getting cut in half. So, yeah, obviously that's what's happening. Some version of that. Market's down. Yeah, we haven't really taken a look at the price. Caspa is holding up pretty strong. Market's down about 5%. So Caspa is holding pretty strong in these dips. Still just what are we, just 11% from the all-time high. So we've been holding strong on these dips, and the Bitcoin conference, and the ETF. I mean, same thing. Bitcoin ETF, the price went down after the ETF. You can see ETH is down almost 9%. And then the Bitcoin conference, I guess, probably maybe stuff is not going to be as exciting in terms of big announcements, or maybe it will be. I don't know. There's only, the betting market's only saying there's a 25% chance of Trump announcing Bitcoin as a strategic reserve. Marathon Digital did announce that they had bought another $100 million of Bitcoin. So it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out. I don't mind this sideways action, especially if it gives time for Caspa to get the KRC20s online. And once those come online, then you can see Caspa is not as down as much as the coins around it. But if the KRC20s come out and are popular and the market's still sideways like this, I think that could launch us into the top 20. And yeah, that's about it. Why the pullback on the hash rate the last 24 hours? Maybe the difficulty. Let's see what those guys on Reddit were saying about the difficulty. Right here, I'm curious, biggest drop ever. Suddenly people are not interested in mining, or what happened? I'm sure I'm missing something. A batch of miners just shipped. Manufacturer had to shut them off. Happens all the time. This is the answer. A batch of miners just shipped. Manufacturer had to shut them off. Happens all the time. This is the answer. A big time miner having some serious outages, my immediate guess, especially possible that they are setting up a facility. Cedra, oh, wow, you're sounding right. It's kind of scary though. Small home miners here. My 2KS3 stopped mining a few hours ago. My first thought was power outage, but I'm not home and could not check. Ruled out power outage since the i3s are still running. I wonder if this could be related to a big drop of in hash rate, firmware gone bad on a larger scale. So I don't know exactly. Some people are saying that this guy is a small miner, saying that maybe it's a firmware. Someone said is that a batch of miners shipped, manufacturer had to shut them off. Happens all the time. So I don't know exactly why. I guess if Ice River was hosting and then the people decided to get them shipped to them, I don't know. but we'll see how it responds. I mean, it's back up to 5 because it was up to 580. Um, and there could be someone that got the mining rigs and then they powered down for some reason, but we'll probably know more information. But the hash rate's still looking pretty decent at 530, and it kind of spiked up over 600. So that's the highest I've ever seen it, going to 612. So are you excited to see a $500 Caspa? Oh yeah, let's go on that. Let's see. The year is 2033. How much Caspa is worth? How much Caspa is worth one Bitcoin? Well, if you had the same ownership of, I think it's 1,367, Caspa gives you the same ownership of the network. 2033. It's one Caspa. It's tough to know, but I know that that amount of Caspa equals the amount of ownership of the network, 121 millionth. But I do think, yeah, it depends on how it shakes out, man. Are you gonna have, are there is there going to be websites like this for Caspa? CaspaTreasuries.net. Start this website. Your MicroStrategy, all the publicly traded companies. If Marathon Digital still has it, they'd actually be on there right now. They did mine 95 million or 93 million. They're still mining them. If they still have them, then they'd be on here. Our public companies, um, all these, BlackRock ETFs, things like that, countries. Are we going to have that for Caspa? Who knows? If we do, that's part of it is what if we get the tier one exchange listings, 10 blocks per second, a whiff of smart contracts, things like that, this cycle, price goes a lot higher. What if there becomes more mass adoption? It's really tough to know that. That's why I think it's good to keep a little bag long term, take some profit next year, and then keep a bag long term. Win Lambo, yeah. It's quarter crawler. Thanks for tuning in. What could be the market cap of Caspa the next 5 years? This year, I mean, if it got to say 100, 125 billion is realistic. It's somewhere between 75 and 125 billion is a huge growth from now. Something kind of possible. We just don't know how it's going to shake out. Pulls back to say 70, 80% drawdown, maybe 90% drawdown in the bear market, and then the next market, then you're looking at the 28, 29. So you're looking at the peak in 29 as the next if the 4-year cycle holds up, then you'd be looking at the next, will peak in 2025 and then peak in 2029. Who knows? Maybe it's $500 million, but we just don't know. I mean, there's no guarantees that Caspa is going to hit 75 to 125 billion, even though I think it's possible. That as much as I like it, nothing is guaranteed, and that's the tricky part about this. And you can see that the best technology doesn't. I mean, Pepe has no technology; it's a meme coin, and so and it's the world right now values Pepe is considered to be more valuable than Caspa on planet Earth right now, and that makes absolutely no sense. So I don't know what could happen in the future. I know people like more confident answers. It's going to be this, but anything's on the table. But I do think with the technology that Caspa is, developing, and these kind of sectors that they're trying to attack with KIA, that really anything's on the table. And once they probably get to showing more transactions on mainnet and smart contracts and some stable coins, the sky's the limit. So we just get KRC20s online, get some tier one exchange listings, 10 blocks per second, and maybe this cycle, and see where we go from there. How many years until massive crypto adoption? Has it already happened? We're still early. I think it's still early because there's really still not that many people on planet Earth out of the 8 billion own Bitcoin or crypto. Even if it's 3 or 400 million, still a fraction of the people. You need it to where you're actually using it to go to the stores. So it's a long ways, and there's a lot of competition. and not necessarily the best technology is going to be the one that gets adopted. Um, so it's really tough to know, but it feels like it could be, you know, a decade or 20 years before it's like really mass adoption, but maybe quicker. Every cycle seems like it brings in more heavy hitters, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet, and it's going to be a while. So I think overall, it's still way early. When is everyone gonna own Bitcoin or Caspa? Everyone. Most people don't know that much about Bitcoin, but they've heard about it. Very few people, almost if you went on the street and asked people, no one would know about Caspa. There's really only about 150,000 holders. Most people in crypto know about Caspa. They might not have a bag, but they've heard about it. Most people on planet Earth have probably heard about Bitcoin at this point, but most people, the average person doesn't own any. And so that's early. So if Caspa does rise up to be what some people think is possible, it's going to be way more valuable if everyone on the earth owned Caspa than it is now. So that's why it's good to hold a bag. So I guess that's all I got for today. Um, Lurker alert. Smash the button, lurkers. Lurkers, thanks. Thanks, quarter crawler. How much of your portfolio Bitcoin versus Caspa? The majority of my portfolio is Bitcoin. And then I got a huge dog airdrop, that meme coin on Bitcoin. So I got a bunch of that for free. That's actually more than Caspa. And just waiting on that. Got a little bit of Cardano. Basically just a remnant from the bear market. Probably wouldn't buy it now, but just not real quick to moving it. But I just have more Bitcoin just because that just my risk tolerance. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do, or if you have all in on Caspa, there's anything wrong with that. Just my risk tolerance is pretty low, even though the majority of everything I have is in crypto. But that's just my 2 cents. Let me know what percentage of your portfolio is Caspa. That's all I got for today. Thanks for watching and have a good day.